It's not a favor to kids to have them have huge sums of wealth.
I'm talking about this.
They say the rich keep getting richer. This is normally because people with money tend to hand their fortunes down to their kids and grandchildren and so forth.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
A hefty inheritance is a given in the world of the rich and famous. However, thanks to Warren Buffett and a few other pioneers like Conrad Hilton, there are more and more rich and famous people who just refuse to leave their money behind to their children.
Show me the money.
This new trend will probably leave a few bitter socialites behind, but hey, they can always be social media famous, right?
Hey, I'll make it rain. I'll make it rain.
We don't want your trust fund. Just hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell for a chance to win an iPhone X when we hit 100,000 subs. Michael Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg has a mass fortune, and not only because he is a former mayor of New York. He's worth $4.7 billion and was 8th on Forbes' richest list of 2017. A few years back, he signed Warren Buffett's Giving Pledge. It states that the money that he isn't giving to his children will go towards creating a better world for them and their children. No doubt his money is going towards a good cause, and of course, it probably sucks for the kids that they're not going to see a dime of that money. But was it ever really theirs to begin with?
But I said no, not a financial donation. I told him I'd like to donate a cherry tree.
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher made headlines in late 2017 when they announced that they would not be getting their two kids Christmas gifts.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yes, we can.
They said the point of this was to not raise children that are assholes.
They're all watching live. There's like 8,000 people watching us live right now.
Burn!
Mila hasn't officially announced that they will not be leaving their kids behind any money, but one can already see it coming. During an interview on the Kyle and Jackie O show, Kunis said they were teaching them from a very early age that, mommy and daddy may have $1, but you're poor. She states that she and Kutcher both grew up pretty down low, and nothing was handed to them. She just wants her children to appreciate everything that they get.
All right, who's on Santa's lap next?
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan has no doubt that his children will be able to amass their own wealth, which is why he's not leaving them a cent of his own money. Instead, he'll be leaving it to the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation that he founded in 1988. When asked why he wasn't leaving his money to his two kids, Chan replied, they can make their own money. If they're capable, that is.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No one wants to believe that their child isn't capable of something, so he has all the faith in the world. He's already pledged to donate half of his wealth to the charity that helps the needy in Hong Kong.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
Gloria Vanderbilt. Gloria Vanderbilt is an icon with a lot of moolah that her son Anderson Cooper will not be inheriting.
And for the people out there who may not know...
Yeah, my mom is Gloria Vanderbilt.
Gloria Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
During an interview with Howard Stern, Cooper said, my mom's made clear to me that there's no trust fund. He isn't too hurt over it, though. Cooper has a great career of his own and his own show on CNN.
Whoa! Well, that was a rather large explosion.
He's made plenty of money and doesn't really need to rely on Mama Vanderbilt's inheritance. Vanderbilt may have a stigma about inheritances because after her grandfather passed in 1925, her father squandered $7 million on God knows what. Thank God her grandfather also left her $5 million in a trust, which she then turned into $200 million with hard work on her design empire. Gene Simmons. It's not like rocker Gene Simmons' kids Sophie and Nick need his money anyway, but they wouldn't be getting it regardless. Simmons told CNBC, in terms of an inheritance and stuff, they're going to be taken care of, but they will never be rich off my money. Because every year they should be forced to get up out of bed and go out and work and make their own way. Sophie is making a name for herself in the modeling world, and brother Nick is pursuing an education in California. So even though they will get a small percentage of Gene's money, they seem to be setting themselves up for comfortable lives of their own.
Am I right, Gene?
You got that right, Pete.
All right. Keep it in your mouth, rockstar.
Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg is now a daddy 2 times over. But this hasn't swayed his decision on what he plans on doing with his wealth. Upon him and his wife's passing, 99% of his Facebook shares, about a $45 billion fortune, will go to the Zuckerberg Foundation.
And that was a big mistake. And it was my mistake. And I'm sorry.
This pledge was made in an open letter to their daughter upon her birth. It stated, "Our hopes for your generation focus on two ideas: advancing human potential and promoting equality."
So we need to make sure that this never happens again.
So essentially, their money is going to be able to help people who have brilliant minds further develop our world. George Lucas.
You're George Lucas!
George Lucas is $4.9 billion richer because of his decision to sell his Star Wars franchise to Disney back in 2012.
I got a bad feeling about this.
However, he didn't pocket that money. In fact, before he even received the money, he said that it would be donated towards improving education. He is the chairman of Edutopia, so he could give that money to them or start a brand new education charity. Either way, Lucas isn't a greedy man and had no intentions of keeping that cash to himself. Lucas has 4 kids, but none of them will want for anything. He and his wife Melody Hobson are both quite successful. So giving away those Disney dollars is no sweat off either of their backs.
Oh, dear God.
Oh my God, George Lucas!
Bond.
Sean Connery.
James Bond.
Sean Connery is one of those celebrities that stays pretty hush-hush about his personal life. But if there's one thing he has mentioned a time or two, it's what he plans on doing with his wealth. In 2008, he announced that he had told his son he wouldn't be getting an inheritance.
I've been all over the world working my ass off, and you've done nothing.
In fact, he wouldn't be getting any of his money once he passes. According to Connery's ex-wife, this has caused a bit of a strain in the relationship between father and son. His son also works in the industry, but at one point was so poor he was relying on handouts from his more successful actor friends.
I'm sorry.
I think you've made your point. Thank you for the demonstration.
Sting. Sting grew up pretty impoverished, and he made his own fortune in life through his amazing music. He now has 6 kids, and he refuses to give them a penny of his hard-earned money. Luckily for them, they're all pretty successful in their own right. Some are in the film industry, some in music, and some just have regular jobs. Sting admits that he's not leaving them money to both help and hinder them. He said, "I certainly don't want to leave them trust funds that are albatrosses around their necks. They have to work. All my kids know that, and they rarely ask me for anything, which I really respect and appreciate." Sting also joked that there just might not be that much money left when he's gone, because in addition to trying to spend it all as fast as he can, he's got more than 100 people on his payroll right now. Elton John.
I earn the money, I pay my taxes.
Elton John is one of the biggest musicians in the world. He's made a lot of money, and there's no doubt that he'll remain a huge star until the day he dies. So why wouldn't he share the wealth with his 2 gorgeous babies? John told the Mirror, "Of course I want to leave my boys in a very sound financial state, but it's terrible to give kids a silver spoon. It ruins their life. Listen, the boys live the most incredible lives. They're not normal kids, and I'm not pretending they are. But you have to have some semblance of normality, some respect for money, and some respect for work." It looks like that estimated $400 million may go to some kind of charity, because it sure ain't going to the boys. Nigella Lawson. Nigella Lawson came from a pretty well-off family. And on top of that, she's also made plenty of her own money in the food business. She's now one of the more popular chefs of our time. Even though she inherited money, she has no intentions of passing that tradition down to the children that she had with advertising mogul Charles Saatchi. The celebrity chef is worth $15 million, and that's only her portion. The kid's father is also worth millions. However, the now ex-couple do not share the same sentiment. In fact, they had a few fights over it, but Lawson said that she wants her kids to know that I am working and you have to work too in order to earn your own money.
As anyone with small children knows, there comes a time in the day when you can go no further without a drink.
Simon Cowell.
I mean, seriously?
Simon Cowell has only been a father for a few short years now, and before he entered into fatherhood, he'd made the decision to give his money away when he passed on. Maybe in a few years more, this decision might change, but it looks like as of now, he's still planning on giving his cash away as opposed to leaving it all to his son.
I've definitely become more spoiled.
Cowell said he just doesn't believe in passing on wealth. He said, "Your legacy has to be that hopefully you gave enough people an opportunity so that they could do well, and you gave them your time and taught them what you know."
It'd be like trying to chop down a tree with a banana.
He said he will give his son a start, but he won't be leaving him with anything that he hasn't worked for.
Correct. Goodbye.
Pierre Omidyar. The name may not sound familiar to you, but you've certainly used his services at least once, or at least heard of it. Omidyar is the founder of eBay. He's $7.6 billion rich, and he plans on giving away a majority of his wealth in his lifetime. He and his wife have 3 children who will only benefit from that money as they grow up, but once they reach adulthood, they'll have to fend for themselves. Omidyar admitted that he has way more money than he and his family will ever need, so there's just no point in holding on to it. He wants to share his wealth and help out those who can't help themselves. He's also attached to the Giving Pledge. Warren Buffett's basically trying to help rich people give away their cash at this point.
But these are people that are inclined to give away money to start with.
Hello, I'm Bill Gates.
As we all know, Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world. He's got enough money to never have to work again. His kids won't have to work, and his grandchildren won't have to work. Well, that's if he was leaving his hard-earned dollars to them.
We're giving our money away because we believe that we can make the world a better place, and we should do that while we're here.
Wow. Yeah.
Gates and his wife Melinda have decided to leave their $78.6 billion fortune to charity. He simply believes that leaving all that unearned money to his children would be a detriment to them. And Gates admitted to taking a page out of Warren Buffett's books. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will be set for a long time indeed once Bill and Melinda Gates shuffle off this mortal coil.
Well, our kids will receive, great education. And
Gordon Ramsay.
What's it like being the daughter to the best chef in the world?
I'm done. You.
Gordon Ramsay is worth over $140 million, which comes as no surprise to any of his fans. He has a number of television shows, and not all of them even focus on his cooking skills at this point. Ramsay's shows are spread across at least 4 networks: Channel 4, Fox, Cooking Network, and NBC, and every one of them has super high ratings. With all that money, one would assume that his 4 kids would be set for life. Wrong. The chef has said he has no intention of leaving his vast fortune to his children, as he fears it would ruin them. Ramsay doesn't want to spoil his kids at all. He even admitted to not allowing the kids to sit in first class with him and his wife Tana when they travel. However, it doesn't look like his kids will need his money. Well, at least not Matilda. Like her father, she has her own cooking show. Off to a good start.
Get out! Get the f*** out of it!
Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.